Hey guys, EJ here. This is my first time doing screen sharing and recording with Zoom on here. I mean, I've recorded before, but I haven't done screen recording on here. But I wanted to talk a bit about the Grammys. Yes, the Grammy nominations for 2021 have been announced, and I've always had many issues with the Grammys overall. But, I want to take a look at this because I've reviewed so much this year, and I do believe that the cutoff for the Grammys is really weird. Like they include albums from the end of the previous year, and they also don't include albums from the end of this year. So like everything's kind of like pushed back a little bit. So you're gonna get albums from 2019 in here as well. Needless to say, I do want to go through these. I'm not sure if you can see me or the screen, but let's go. The first, okay, this is the complete nominee list. All right. The general film, the record of the year. Let's see who is nominated. I believe this is the best, I guess, sort of the best song of the year or single, I'm assuming here. We have Black Parade by Beyonce, Colors by Black Pumas, Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch, Say So by Doja Cat, Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. Man, there's a lot of songs. Circles by Post Malone, and Savage by Megan Thee Stallion. To be completely honest, the first two songs, Black Parade and Colors, I don't know much about, nor do I really have too much care there. I will say right now, I don't think in 2020 Beyonce really deserves many more Grammys. And I really can't speak for the Black Pumas one. I'm not familiar with that song. But every other song here from Rockstar down, I do know, and I'm going to talk a little bit about them. Rockstar by DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch. Well, I reviewed Blame It On Baby, which came out this year, and this song was featured on DaBaby's album. Personally, I didn't think it was that impactful. I thought Roddy Ricch didn't really add much to the song, and I feel like DaBaby just does what DaBaby does. I feel like it's not anything too impressive. I don't think it's bad though. I definitely don't think it's bad. I feel like the only reason it's on here is just because the song has been very popular this year. It's not like it's stylistically amazing or anything like that. So personally, I don't think Rockstar should win this category. Say So by Doja Cat. I believe that actually, yeah, I can't remember if that came out this year or last year. This year's been so confusing. Personally, Doja Cat, I have a bit of, I actually do kind of enjoy some of Doja Cat's material. I don't think Doja Cat is necessarily the most promising artist out there, nor do I think she's the best of all the female rappers out there either. But Say So, what? It's a pretty decent song. I could live with that one being nominated. However, I don't think it's going to win, nor do I think it should win. But let's move on. We also have Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish. Uh, this is a song that I think has a very pretty, very beautiful instrumental palette. I think it's produced quite well. Phineas continues to be a very amazing producer for this style of music. But Billie Eilish herself, in my opinion, doesn't really do too much here that deserves this song to be nominated. She kind of plays it out like all of her other songs. And honestly, after last Grammys, I don't really think she needs that many more Grammys. And Everything I Wanted was an okay song. I liked it, but I don't think it was that great. So personally, I don't think this song deserves a Grammy. Then we have Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa. This is a song I actually do think could possibly earn a Grammy and I think would actually be more suitable and deserving of a Grammy. Uh, I briefly touched upon the Dua Lipa album Future Nostalgia, which came out this year. I talked about it in an albums I missed. And in all honesty, I honestly haven't visited the album since I made that video. So my opinions on it are a little bit dated. But I gave it a 5 out of 10, the overall album. I felt that the album itself was very average. I didn't think the album really did much to impress me, but I did think Don't Start Now was the highlight, definitely one of the highlights, definitely by far the biggest single from the album. So I could see that one winning. Then we have Circles by Post Malone. I have a soft spot for Post Malone. I thought Hollywood's Bleeding was a really excellently well-crafted pop rap album last year. And Circles is a really good example of him embracing a more folky pop sound. And while a lot of people do have complaints about it, and I don't think it's the best song on the album, it's undeniably an instant classic pop hit and one of the most successful singles in his entire career. So I actually kind of want him to win this. I mean, like, I kind of would like to see Post Malone win with Circles just based on how big of a song it was. Then we have Savage with Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce. This is a song I'm not too familiar with, to be completely honest with you. However, I am reviewing the Megan Thee Stallion album this week, and I am aware of this song, but it didn't really stick out to me that much. Even though it's good, I don't know. I would say the two that I think are the most worthy here are Circles and Don't Start Now by Dua Lipa and Post Malone. Now let's move on to the album of the year. This is something else. Okay, well, I'm not too familiar with a few of these, to be completely honest with you. We start off with Chilombo, which is one that I'm honestly not that familiar with, so I'm not going to really cover that one. We have Black Pumas, which is another one I'm not too crazy about, nor am I really that familiar with. From this point on, we get some that I'm a bit more familiar with. We have Everyday Life by Coldplay, which I'm sorry, but Coldplay does not deserve a Grammy in 2020. You have Jacob. The real ones that I think stick out to me are the bottom three here. It kind of goes off what I said earlier. Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa, Hollywood's Bleeding by Post Malone, and Folklore by Taylor Swift. All albums I've kind of talked a little bit about on this channel. Future Nostalgia, like I said, I felt that it wasn't nearly as great as some people make it out to be. I feel like it was a very average pop album, and even though I think Dua Lipa is a good vocalist, and I think that there is a handful of good singles on the album, I think it's a bit of a stretch nominating it for Album of the Year. However, I wouldn't be angry if this one wins. Hollywood's Bleeding, Post Malone. I have already talked about this album. I've said that it is one of my favorite pop rap albums to come out over the past few years. It's a really excellent, well-crafted album. While it doesn't take itself too seriously, there is definitely a bit more personal edge to the album that you don't get with Post Malone usually. And even though a lot of people in the music critic world don't like Post Malone, I feel like Hollywood's Bleeding is by far his best album, and I would be satisfied if he won this one. And we have Folklore by Taylor Swift, an album that I really don't think deserves a Grammy. I liked it. I gave it a 6. I thought that it was definitely an improvement upon her other albums, but in all honesty, just like some of the other stuff, I haven't really come back to it much since I reviewed it, because at the end of the day, none of it really was that long of a lasting impact on me. I mean, the last Great American Dynasty did stick out to me, but I can tell you right now, most of the album just felt like her playing off a lot of the lo-fi indie trends that are in right now. I don't think Taylor Swift really deserves a Grammy with Folklore. But either way, out of these guys, out of this group, I would say Hollywood's Bleeding probably is going to get it, or at least he should. Women in Music is a decent project as well, so let's see. I kind of like the diversity there, actually. I don't have too many major complaints. Song of the Year. I guess that the other one wasn't Song of the Year. I actually don't know what Record of the Year is talking about, but either way, Song of the Year. We have Black Parade, Beyonce again, The Box with Roddy Ricch, Cardigan, Taylor Swift, Circles, Post Malone, Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, Everything I Wanted with Billie Eilish, I Can't Breathe. Who does that one again? I can't remember who did I Can't Breathe. And I guess her. And If the World Was Ending. Out of all these songs, the ones I haven't already talked about in this video, Cardigan, I don't think Cardigan is that great of a song. I think Cardigan may have been my least favorite on Folklore. I thought that the metaphors of comparing your love to a cardigan you love was kind of corny. I didn't think the song had that lasting of an impact on me. I already talked about Circles, a pretty solid pop folky track. The Box by Roddy Ricch, I actually do enjoy. I'd be interested to see if that actually does win a Grammy. I think that's definitely probably Roddy Ricch's best track so far. I never got around to reviewing the album, mainly because that was right around the time I started this channel back in like January, and I personally I'm not crazy about the actual album itself, but I do like the song The Box. So my gut feeling is that it's either going to be The Box, Circles, Don't Start Now, or Everything I Wanted. I have nothing really else to say about the songs. Let's see the best new artist. Okay. Okay, yes, Phoebe Bridgers is nominated. Hell yeah. So we have Ingrid Andress. We have Phoebe Bridgers, Chica, Noah Cyrus, D Smoke, Doja Cat, uh, K Trinata. I'm not familiar with that. And Megan Thee Stallion. I can tell you right now, I can narrow this list down pretty fast to the three that I think should get it is Phoebe, Doja, and Megan. And I think Phoebe definitely deserves it. I mean, Phoebe Bridgers' album that came out this year, Punisher, was one of the best albums this year. Definitely is showing musical improvement from her last album, which was also good. Phoebe Bridgers, I think, has really been hitting it out of the park this year. So I can see that. Doja Cat, I do enjoy her music. I do think she's fine. I think it might be a stretch saying she's the best new artist, especially considering her real blow up was with the song Moo and some of those early songs over like 2 years ago now. So kind of weird. And Megan Thee Stallion, once again, I could see her winning this one simply based off the fact that she is huge this year and she just put out a really big album. So pop. All right. Let's see. What are they considering pop? I'm pretty familiar with most of this. Yummy by Justin Bieber, Say So by Doja Cat, Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish, Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles and Cardigan. I am familiar with all of these except for the Harry Styles track, and I can tell you right now which one should be eliminated right off the bat is Yummy by Justin Bieber. One of the worst songs he's ever recorded. I honestly can't even remember if it was on the album he put out this year that I reviewed because I remember this is one of my least favorite songs of his. Say So by Doja Cat, already talked about it. Same with Everything I Wanted, Don't Start Now. And once again, these are all kind of stuff that I already talked about that have already been nominated. I'm a little interested by these picks about why Cardigan's getting picked so much. Out of all of these, I'd have to say Don't Start Now. For sure, I think should win this one. That and maybe the Billie Eilish track. Definitely not Justin Bieber. Definitely not Taylor Swift. And I'm not too familiar with Harry Styles' track, so. Best pop duo / group performance. Not too familiar. I mean, okay, to be fair, I'm familiar with the middle three here. Intentions, Justin Bieber and Quavo. Dynamite with BTS. Does that really count? I mean, I guess it's a group. I guess it is a group. And Rain on Me with Lady Gaga. I would say Lady Gaga for sure takes this one. I thought her album this year, Chromatica, was a really solid, strong album that's not getting nearly as much that I feel like is not getting as much attention as I was hoping. And however, I will say Dynamite by BTS is an extremely good pop song. One of my favorites off of their newest LP. I could see Dynamite winning this. My vote definitely goes to either Dynamite or Rain on Me. Intentions with Quavo and Justin Bieber. It's just Quavo at his most average and Justin Bieber doing what Justin Bieber does. So I don't really see that one winning. So best traditional pop vocal album. Oh, interesting. I'm not too familiar with many of these, but I am familiar with Unfollow the Rules by Rufus Wainwright. I hope he wins. I don't have much to say here just because I haven't really talked much about any of these albums other than Unfollow the Rules by Rufus. I thought Rufus did a good job. I did give it an 8 out of 10, which is a really positive review. I think Rufus's voice, Rufus's writing, talking about a lot of his personal life, kind of came together really well on this album, and I think that he deserves a Grammy for that. Best pop vocal album. Here we go. Finally, albums. I love my actual stronghold here. Changes by Justin Bieber. Chromatica, Lady Gaga, Future Nostalgia, Dua Lipa, Folklore, Taylor Swift, and Fine Line, Harry Styles. Once again, I didn't get around to listening or diving too deep into the Harry Styles one, but I could talk about all the other ones and what I gave them. I gave Changes by Justin Bieber a 4 out of 10. I felt that it was a very bland comeback album from him. You know, not that I had that high of expectations to begin with, but I was expecting a little more just because it was his first album in quite a while. Chromatica, I actually give, I believe, an 8 out of 10 to. I thought Chromatica is actually one of the most solid albums in Lady Gaga's career. She continues to prove that she's not only a solid pop singer, but also a solid pop vocalist. And this album does see her return to her more dance-oriented roots with the earlier stuff like Bad Romance. And I overall think that she did a great job coming back to that sound without it sounding too much like a nostalgia album. Instead, it feels much more like a refreshing album. I think Lady Gaga definitely deserves the Grammy here. Future Nostalgia I already talked about. I thought it was an average album, 5 out of 10. Nothing too crazy there. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. And Folklore by Taylor Swift. Once again, I don't see the hype around this album. I gave it a 6. I like it, but I don't see it as being nearly as impressive as some people make it out to be. Dance and electronic music. I'm just going to be glancing over some of these other ones. Honestly, those are the main ones. I'm probably going to skip a little bit to the rock and to the hip hop section, but let's see what they got for the dance. If there's anything worth talking about here. I mean, not too familiar with many of these, but I'm fine with any of those. Same with the albums as well. Contemporary and instrumental music. I don't think I've really heard many of these. I'm gonna have to check some of these out. Not gonna lie. Rock. Here we go. Let's see what's going on in the rock world. God, that was cringe. Best rock performance. Okay. Let's see. This is some interesting stuff. I have some strong feelings here. Shamika by Fiona Apple. We have Not by Big Thief. One of my favorite songs this year, Kyoto by Phoebe Bridgers. Stay High by Brittany Howard. And Daylight by Grace Potter. I can tell you right now, I'm not too familiar with many of those later ones, but Kyoto, I think, definitely does deserve it. Kyoto is one of the top songs this year, in my opinion, but you won't see me talking too much about songs on this channel. I probably won't even do the best songs, just because it's so hard to do. However, I do think Big Thief is a pretty solid indie group. I would be perfectly fine if they won it as well. And Fiona Apple, I gave her album a 5, and that got a bit of backlash. Not too much, but that album is by far the most praised album this year, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. I personally don't have many, I can care less about it, to be honest with you, but whatever. Yes, Poppy got nominated for something. Best metal performance. We have Bum Rush, Body Count, Underneath, Code Orange. The In-Between is in this moment. Blood Money by Poppy. Executioners, Live. Live doesn't count. Get Live out of here. I'm sorry. Blood Money. That wasn't my favorite song from I Disagree. That definitely was not my favorite song from I Disagree. But I just want to see Poppy win a Grammy. I mean, I think Poppy deserves to win something for that album, considering I doubt it has been nominated for that many Grammys, the actual album itself, unless there's a metal album section, which I don't think there is. There might be, though. I think if not, she deserves this one. Best rock song. Okay. We saw a lot of repeats, but with Kyoto and Shamika and stuff. But we also get Lost in Yesterday by Tame Impala and Not by Big Thief and a lot of the same ones. Lost in Yesterday, I think, could take this one. Even though I personally like Kyoto the most, and I think Kyoto should win. I think Lost in Yesterday was a pretty solid track, one of the better ones from the Slow Rush, an album that I did end up liking, but I didn't think it was groundbreaking or it didn't blow me away. Tame Impala, I think that he could win one. Kevin Parker did a good job on Lost in Yesterday. Interesting to see some of these nominations for sure. And here we go, Best Rock Album. This is one of the ones I've been looking forward to. A Hero's Death, Fountains DC. We have Kiwanuka. I'm horrible at pronouncing this one. We have Daylight by Grace Potter, Sound and Fury by Sturgill Simpson, and The New Abnormal by The Strokes. I think The New Abnormal should definitely take this one. I wouldn't say my opinions on The New Abnormal have changed that much. I did give it a 7 out of 10. I really did enjoy the album. I wouldn't say it's an 8 for me still. I do enjoy it more than I did upon first listen. I definitely enjoy it a lot more than I did on first listen. But I can say The New Abnormal is definitely the Strokes continuing to put out solid music this far into their career. And to be fair, Fountains DC was another album that came out that I gave a 6 to, I believe. A 5 or a 6. I don't think it's another one that I think is a bit overhyped this year. I think it was good, but not as good as some people have been acting like it is. But either way, I really do hope the Strokes do go home with this one. However, I wouldn't be too dissatisfied if DC took it as well. But A Hero's Death, New Abnormal, definitely the two best ones here, but I hope the New Abnormal gets it. Why is that one bold? I genuinely don't know. But Best Alternative Music Album, what does that even mean at this point? We have Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers on here, which is a nice one. Fetch the Bolt Cutters, that was expected. Beck's on here, The Slow Rush. So actually a lot of at least 3 albums here that I have pretty strong opinions about. I can definitely say Punisher should take this one home for sure. Punisher to me is an excellent album. One of the best 8 out of 10s I've given all year. Phoebe Bridgers really does hit it out of the park here. Vegetable Cutters I can care less for, and I already kind of talked about The Slow Rush. I wasn't obsessed with the album, but it was a pretty solid album that I think could win as well. But I would limit it. I would boil it down to The Punisher and The Slow Rush. All right, best R&B. I'm just gonna start. I'm probably gonna start going a little faster. I don't want to spend all day talking about the Grammys. We see Ty Dolla $ign on here. That was a nice one. Interesting. I don't have too much passionate to say about any of these, to be completely honest. So I'm gonna move on. Best traditional R&B. Once again, I'm glad that they are doing traditional R&B, but I don't have too much to say. Best R&B song. Let's see if I know. Let's see if I'm familiar. If I'm passionate about many of these. Honestly, kind of the same as the previous. And here's the weirdest. Best. What does this mean? Progressive R&B. Maybe I think Thundercat should probably take it home. I'm not passionate about too many of these though. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. Rap. Let's move into rap. Rap. Who doesn't love rap? Let's get into some rap. Big Sean featuring Nipsey Hussle. That's an interesting pick. Bop with DaBaby. I love how they put Rockstar in there, but they don't. But then they put Bop here for DaBaby. Interesting. What's Poppin' by Jack Harlow. Nice. Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture. Savage, Megan Thee Stallion, and Dior by Pop Smoke. I personally wouldn't say that's one of my favorite Pop Smoke songs. I would have preferred to see 44 Bulldog. I love that song. I would have also preferred to see Got It On Me. That's a great one as well. But I'm content with Pop Smoke being nominated. Savage, I already talked about. The Bigger Picture by Lil Baby. I don't think Lil Baby really deserves a Grammy this year. I mean, his album that came out this year was very bland. It was a 5. It was just a very bland album that didn't leave much of an impact. I can see What's Poppin' being the best though here. I think Jack Harlow. I'm not too crazy about Jack Harlow, but I do think this is a very solid song, and I think that I'd be satisfied if he could take that one home. And the DaBaby track and Big Sean track, I am indifferent on. Best melodic. Okay, what is this? I don't get this. Best melodic rap performance. Where do you draw the line? Well, either way, Rockstar, but featuring Roddy Ricch is here, and The Box with Roddy Ricch. Highest in the Room with Travis Scott is on here. That's a nice one. I like that song quite a bit. Anderson .Paak and Drake. I don't think Drake really needs any more awards, and I do think Highest in the Room is the best of the bunch here. I think Travis Scott continues to prove that he is ahead of the game. I do hope Travis Scott comes home with a Grammy on Highest in the Room. Best rap song, here we go again. Rockstar, Roddy Ricch, The Bigger Picture, The Box. Literally all the same songs. I guess The Box I like the most. Here we go. Here is probably the thing I was looking forward to. Some of the more best rap album. This is interesting. I was not expecting this. Are the bold ones already chosen or something? Did I miss something? Well, you have Nas in here, Royce the 5'9", Freddie Gibbs, Jay Electronica. I don't think I reviewed any of these, to be honest. Needless to say, though, there's a lot of old heads in here, a lot of older guys. I'm fine with any of them, to be honest. I'm gonna kind of glance over the country. I'm not gonna go too deep into the country section, so unless something really big sticks out, not really. No. New age. What do you mean? All right. This is where we get to the weird section that I'm not as familiar with, but I think that's most of what I wanted to cover regarding the Grammys, but I'm just going to go down a bit. Gospel. Kanye get anything? I don't know if he got nominated last year, but let's see. I doubt he did. Yeah, he didn't. Oh, what? The Jesus is King. There he is. Best Contemporary Music Album. Kanye. Please give it to Kanye. He needs something to keep him sane. Best Roots Gospel. All right. Latin. I'm not that familiar, to be completely honest. I might wrap up this video, to be honest. I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't think I'm thinking to maybe folk. Did Bob Dylan get anything? I'm surprised I haven't seen Bob Dylan popping up more, to be honest. And children's albums. There you go. Flea put out a spoken word album. Gotta check that out. Rachel Maddow. What the heck? Best comedy album. Musical theater. I think that's good. I think that's about it. I'm just gonna go very fast. After this, I'm probably done. Probably done. Best historical album. What is that supposed to mean? They have historical albums now? Wow, I did not know that. Are these new? Production, non-classical. I kind of want to check that out very quick. Nothing. Producer of the year is what I really want to see. So we have Jack Antonoff, Taylor Swift, The Chicks, FKA Twigs, Taylor Swift. All right. Dan Uba, Dave Cobb. What has he done this year? All right, Flying Lotus. Interesting. Oh, that's the only song they have for him there. I like Flying Lotus. This is the guy I think deserves it. Andrew Watt. Andrew Watt has really shaped a lot of the pop scene, and he's really brought a lot of his rock elements into it as well. Take What You Want. Great production on that song. Under the Graveyard with Ozzy, another great one. Ordinary Man with Ozzy, another great one in terms of production. Old Me. I'm fine either way. However, I would like to see Andrew Watt win a Grammy. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think I am. No, I think it's classicals left and music video. I don't think I've seen any of these videos, so I'm not gonna. And that's it. That is it. All right. Well, that was a quick, not really quick, that was a sort of a long video, but I just wanted to do that, cover the Grammys, because I'm probably going to cover them once the results are in come next year, but I have a lot of thoughts here, so I wanted to cover that. Goodbye.